Picture a hushed courtroom filling with whispers and gasps. A letter materializes, handwritten, incriminating, and impossible to overlook. One son's sentence might destroy decades of silence, laying Kody and Robyn bare like never before. The Brown family's reality teeters on the edge. Would all that they've established collapse in an instant? Bear with me. This is a tale you won't believe until the end. Comment below if you believe Kody might get through this latest betrayal. The courtroom is quiet, sunlight streaming through tall, slender windows, casting long shadows on the highly polished wooden benches. Filled with the scent of old books and highly polished mahogany, the air is thick. Kody Brown sits stiff in his chair, fingers tapping on his leg, his eyes flicking towards Robyn, whose face is impassive. The judge adjusts her glasses, indicating proceedings are about to commence, and the whole room bends in forward as evidence is brought out for the first time. It's a letter. Garrison's letter, cautiously penned in handwritten script, neatly folded, but with a burden that hangs in the balance. A silence settles. Janelle's eyes bulge wide, Christine edges forward, and Meri, quietly seated off to the side, swallows hard. This letter is not just paper. It's a revelation. It's decades of buried truths condensed into a handful of pages that could change the story of the Brown family for good. As the reading starts, the clerk of the court's voice echoes through, seemingly reverberating artificially in the charged silence. They are plain words, but their shock is monumental. Accusations of fiscal mismanagement, backroom manipulations, and clandestine decisions taken behind doors are revealed. Every sentence falls with all the impact of a hammer on the thin veneer of Kody and Robyn's assiduously maintained public persona. You won't believe what ensues next. This courtroom thriller is about to take a turn nobody predicted. Robyn shifts restlessly in her chair, her impeccable facade cracking for the first time. Kody's face sets. He clears his throat but says nothing, aware any sound could fire the room further. In the hallway outside the courtroom, the family's lawyer shares anxious glances with colleagues. The air is charged, almost physically pushing against each individual within the room. Flashbacks pierce the surface, revealing Garrison in moments of reserve, his eyes following conversations, taking secret notes, burdened with the broken history of his family. He observes Kody and Robyn dance the intricate steps of polygamous family life, witnessing all that the public will never. And now those witnesses have been condensed into a single incendiary letter. As the clerk goes on, every accusation is followed by a chorus of gasps. The atmosphere is heavy with anticipation, and all eyes in the room are on the evidence. It is evident the Brown family's ground is shaking. Christine leans over to her counsel and whispers, "Can you believe he wrote all of this?" Janelle's hands tremble slightly as she folds her own notes, her mind racing through years of secrets that suddenly feel dangerously exposed. Stay tuned. What Garrison wrote next will leave everyone speechless. You'll never see Kody the same way again. The reading is finished, and a heavy stillness falls. Kody speaks at last, his tone firm but strained. "This doesn't change anything," he says, though the uncertainty in his eyes betrays him. Robyn doesn't answer. Meri, ever the reserved witness, releases a tiny breath, her eyes full of an emotion she's fought to identify for years. In the courthouse corridor, whispers run through the journalists, recording every thud of this drama unfolding. A loud knock cuts into the stillness. The judge's gavel comes down, commanding silence. "We will proceed," she declares. But no one acts right away. Everyone is stuck in thought, repeating the letter's words over and over, attempting to absorb the full magnitude of Garrison's revelation. And just as the session appears to come to rest, the clerk produces a second, surprise envelope, yet another letter from Garrison, dated for the judge only. The room leans in as one. Eyes bulge, breaths are held, and the initial secrets of panic start to germinate. What could be inside this second envelope? And how far will the disclosures progress in unraveling the carefully constructed lives of Kody and Robyn? The courtroom is charged. All eyes are on the judge, but no one can help but stare at the letter. Garrison's words seared into memory before they're even completely read aloud. One sentence risks bringing down Kody's empire of dominance. One sentence puts Robyn on full display in a way no one saw coming. And as the silence draws out, one question lingers in the air. How much does the world know about the Brown family, and how much has been painstakingly concealed behind closed doors for decades? The judge opens the second envelope slowly, reading its contents for an instant before nodding to the clerk. She starts to read. Garrison's handwriting, precise yet raw with emotion, is all about betrayal, manipulation, and secrets nobody wanted to come out. The courtroom tenses. Robyn fidgets, a nervous habit betraying her usual calm. Kody clutches the edge of the table, knuckles white, attempting to stabilize himself. You won't believe what Garrison reveals next. One secret could shatter the Brown family completely. Stay tuned. The first revelation hits like a lightning bolt. Garrison writes about the undisclosed finances Kody has managed over the years. Every wife thought she understood the household's wealth, but according to this letter, large sums of money were moved secretly, often without Robyn's knowledge, and sometimes without full consent from others. Christine's eyes open wide. She leans over toward Janelle and says softly, "I knew that something was wrong." But this Janelle's face sets, anger and heartbreak washing over her face. The letter doesn't stop there. It exposes small betrayals, whispered promises broken, and manipulations that only Garrison witnessed. He describes moments where Robyn, knowingly or unknowingly, supported decisions that disadvantaged the other wives. Meri's face pales, her lips pressed tightly together. She thought she had moved past decades of tension, but Garrison's words open wounds that were barely scarred over. This next bombshell turns everything around. Kody and Robyn's plan might just have been totally revealed. Don't blink. The room closes in. Every step, every whisper is amplified. The judge peeks over the top of her glasses, face inscrutable, but the tension in the voice as she asks Kody to answer is undeniable. Kody clears his throat, the poise he typically possesses replaced by small cracks of terror. These are allegations, but they don't say everything, he says guardedly, glancing at Robyn, who says nothing. Outside the courtroom, the media is already hovering like vultures. Photographers click pictures of Kody's scowling face, Robyn's silence with pursed lips, and the reactions of the other wives. The Brown family's intimate lives are open books, a circus for everyone to view, and Garrison's comments are the spark that ignites the fuse. And just when you think it can't get worse, one name in Garrison's letter shocks the entire courtroom. Who could he have meant? The letter progresses from money secrets to very intimate observations. Garrison remembers instances when he saw insidious manipulations, Robyn's control over family decisions, Kody's tactics of persuasion, and the subtle ways both of them discredited other wives' voices. The room becomes oppressive, tension heavy. Christine shakes her head in dismay, and Janelle's fists are clenched in silent rage. Even Meri, typically reserved, feels the ire surge within her. The emotional burden is near intolerable. Each sentence of Garrison's letter elicits tears, gasps, or gritted jaws. Robyn's facade begins to weaken, her hands shake a little, and her eyes flash toward Kody, seeking reassurance that isn't given. Kody's facade begins to weaken, as well as he understands. The letter does not merely reveal actions, it reveals intent. Each deliberate step, each concealed decision is made public. As the reading goes on, a past video clip is presented as evidence. It features Kody and Robyn in intimate moments, choices being made that support some of Garrison's allegations. Visual proof is more devastating, silencing the courtroom in shocked silence. The tension is nearly unbearable. Friends, relatives, and the public now understand what Garrison has known all along. If you find this shocking, wait until you learn the last sentences in Garrison's letter. They can bring down all the work Kody has done. Kody reclines in his chair, massaging his temples. Robyn gnashes her lip, fighting to maintain an emotional reaction that is on the verge of overwhelming her. The other wives look on, shock, betrayal, and grief entwined in a difficult knot of feelings. Even the judge flinches, visibly struggling with the importance of what's being disclosed. And then comes the shocker. The final paragraph of Garrison's letter. He writes not just of past betrayals, but of future plans he is afraid will come to fruition if Robyn and Kody keep on being secretive. It's a little premonitory, a threat that the court can't disregard. The room contracts from under the power of the words. Kody and Robyn share a look, the seriousness of their position hitting them. For the first time in years, they look genuinely exposed, torn between their public images and the facts Garrison uncovered. The clerk stamps the letter and glances toward the judge, who changes her glasses and orders a brief recess. Everyone stands up, but no one takes action right away. Everyone is digesting the shock, repeating words, reading into motive, and bracing for the emotional hit. Outside the courtroom, whispers become a buzz, as reporters debate the repercussions of Garrison's bombshell letter. As the family heads out for recess, whispers echo down the hall. What will become of Kody and Robyn when they meet Garrison's words face to face in the courtroom once again? Will this letter deconstruct the Brown family completely, or will they be able to weather the storm? The courtroom is electric, as if the air itself is charged with anticipation. Kody's eyes jump anxiously, Robyn's hands quiver almost imperceptibly, and the other wives look at each other, the glances speaking for themselves. Garrison's letter is not merely proof, it is a tempest brewing to strike, bringing secrets, betrayals, and revelations no one could ever have anticipated. Each sentence, each accusation, slices more deeply than anyone ever dreamed. The question looms large: how much will the Brown family disintegrate under the burden of one son's disclosures? The judge lightly taps her gavel, indicating the court is in session again. The room is still, but the atmosphere is tense. Kody slumps stiffly, his confidence exchanged for anxiety, while Robyn fidgets uncomfortably, her eyes on the crumpled letter before her. The other wives, Christine, Janelle, and Meri, observe intently, their own quiet judgment. Everyone is aware that this session can turn everything around. The first testimony begins. A longtime family friend steps forward, confirming the subtle manipulations Garrison had described. The friend recounts meetings and private conversations where Kody's and Robyn's decisions subtly favored themselves at the expense of the other wives' voices. Every word echoes through the courtroom, like a drumbeat of impending reckoning. What happens next will shock you. One revelation threatens to split the Brown family forever. Keep watching. Kody reclines in his chair, trying to hide the growing panic. His fingers wrap around the table's edge, knuckles white as bone. Robyn's face is ghostly pale, lips pursed together, eyes darting to Kody, searching for reassurance that does not come. The courtroom is an emotional stage, each glance and gesture magnified by the gravity of what is happening. Christine whispers to Janelle, "He believed we'd never discover, but Garrison was aware of everything." The judge pauses to let the words take effect. The tension is crushing. Even the gallery spectators are leaning forward, their curiosity and shock reflected in their open-mouthed stares. Garrison's letter has landed like lightning, exposing long-hidden secrets, and the courtroom now is a crucible of emotion. The next evidence is presented, a collection of documents with notation by Garrison. The pages detail concealed accounts, clandestine transactions, and mysterious expenses, directly linking Kody and Robyn to choices that put the other wives at a disadvantage. Janelle's mouth drops as she hears the pages turn, and Christine's hands quiver when she shuffles through them. Seated in silence, Meri experiences a combination of anger and validation. The secrets she had long imagined are now irrefutable, and just when you think that the revelations are done, the next bit of evidence turns everything upside down. "You will not see this coming." Robyn speaks at last, her tone soft but unyielding. "I never set out to hurt anybody," she explains, tears beginning to form in her eyes. Kody tightens his jaw and leans in, attempting to take back control of the situation. But the room already lies against them. The evidence, the letter, and the testimony have turned things around. The public, the wives, and even the court itself are now questioning the very basis of their rulings. Garrison's letter is read aloud again, this time focusing on personal betrayals. He recalls moments when he saw Robyn influence Kody to make decisions that favored her, moments where Kody silenced dissenting voices, and the quiet manipulation that maintained their control over the family. Each revelation lands like a hammer blow. Meri's eyes well up. Janelle's face is set in a mask of anger. Christine's lips tremble. The emotional weight of these words is crushing. The following lines are hard to read. "One secret could ruin Kody's grip on his family entirely. Do not turn your head away." The judge adjourns to a recess, but tension still fills the air. Whispers of gossip create a wave of speculation throughout the courtroom. Friends and family and reporters guess what's next, each guess more astonishing than the last. Kody ventures outside to confer quietly with his lawyer. But even in private, his own confidence is shaken. Robyn trails behind him, her eyes a mix of fear and resolve. Flashbacks alternate with the present. Garrison as an adolescent, observing family gatherings in silence, carefully taking notes, picking up on patterns that no one else has noticed. He sees Kody and Robyn's subtle manipulation, the favored treatment of some of the children, and the private decisions that never filtered through to the other wives. His old observations, once scoffed at, now provide the foundation for a legal tempest that is about to sweep them all away. Within the courtroom, Christine leans over to whisper to her attorney, "I never thought it would be this far." "A letter from Garrison?" Janelle shakes her head, tears welling in her eyes. Even the judge looks visibly shaken, drumming the pen against the desk as she assimilates the ferocity of the disclosures. The session continues, and the letter's last dramatic paragraph is read aloud. Garrison foresees future actions, warns of impending manipulations, and envisions the emotional destruction that can befall Robyn and Kody if they persist with their clandestine tactics. The words linger in the courtroom, heavy and ominous, sending waves through the room. Kody's expression hardens. Robyn's facade cracks. The wives share quiet looks, aware that the coming moments will determine the family's destiny. As the reading ends, the media bursts outside, recording every detail, every emotion, every shudder of feeling. The Brown family, once united and controlled as seen, now remains divided in the public eye. Garrison's letter has done more than reveal deeds. It has exposed the very intentions of Kody and Robyn, and everyone finds themselves wondering what they believed they had known. The hearing concludes with the judge ordering all sides to return the following day for proceedings. But the shockwaves of emotion remain. Kody disappears into a corner. Robyn sits in silence with tears brimming, and the other wives depart, weighed down by betrayal. And just when everybody believes the day is done, a surprise witness is subpoenaed for the next day, someone who might corroborate every statement Garrison made, or pull the family apart. Who will come forward, and what will they say? The next day's courtroom showdown holds even more explosive surprises. The courtroom seems on the verge of explosion at any minute. All eyes are on Robyn and Kody, but the drama reaches far beyond them. The Brown family name, reputation, and secrets hang in the balance. Garrison's statements are not accusations, they are harpoons that cut to the center of every relationship in the room. One bombshell could fuel tempers, destroy trust, and compel the family to face truths they've hidden for decades. What does it do to decades of silence when they meet at last with the unflinching voice of a son willing to be heard? The judge bangs his gavel. The room is still except for the occasional crunch of papers. Kody remains stiff, jaw clenched, eyes sweeping the room. Robyn grips her hands, knuckles white as a ghost's, tension emanating from her like heat. Christine reaches forward, hardly able to contain herself. Janelle fidgets, silently preparing herself for what she knows will be emotional and explosive. Even the audience seems to hold its breath, sensing that the next revelations will be game-changing. The first witness takes the stand. Someone from the extended family with information about the Browns' personal business. Their words substantiate Garrison's letter, affirming several of the charges against Kody and Robyn. Each fact falls like a hammer, resounding through the space. Kody shifts uncomfortably, and Robyn's facade cracks. The crushing weight of exposure is unmistakable, and the room seems to hum with shared tension. Hold on. What this witness says next will shock the entire courtroom. You won't believe Kody's reaction. The witness speaks of clandestine family gatherings, whispers of manipulation, and decisions long hidden that benefited Robyn's interests. Christine covers her mouth in shock with wide eyes. Janelle leans forward and says under her breath a curt, "I knew it," as Meri remains quiet, taking in the reality. Kody's face contorts. He has his mouth open but nothing issues forth. Robyn is biting her lip, attempting to keep herself together, but a single tear slips down. The emotional tension hangs in the air, almost choking. Suddenly the courtroom door bursts open. A second envelope is brought to the judge, addressed in Garrison's hand, for court only. The room is filled with gasps of astonishment and terror, as curiosity and fear collide. Kody's hands shake minutely, and Robyn's eyes widen. This is not just evidence, it's a message, an ultimatum, a revelation that can ruin everything. And just when you think it can't possibly get worse, Garrison's next bombshell turns everything on its head in ways nobody could have predicted. The judge slowly opens the envelope, reading aloud as the room takes its collective breath. Garrison outlines moments of emotional abandonment, clandestine associations, and implicit betrayals that no one else perceived. He speaks of occasions when Kody shut down specific wives, while Robyn subtly cajoled choices that served her only. The words sting, laying bare the weak, surreptitious dynamics of the family. Christine leans toward Janelle, whispering, "I never realized how much was happening behind the scenes." Janelle shakes her head, fists clenched, anger mixing with heartbreak. Meri's eyes glisten with tears as decades of subtle manipulations become crystal clear. Even the courtroom spectators feel the emotional weight of the revelation. The tension becomes denser as Garrison's letter changes from examining past behavior to foretelling future repercussions. He threatens that if Kody and Robyn keep this up, the emotional strain on the family will be disastrous. Every sentence of the letter seems to be a hammer to the family's nicely constructed reputation. Kody's bravado wavers, and Robyn's veneer starts to break down. "You won't believe the last paragraph of Garrison's letter. It has the potential to totally destroy the Brown family. Tune in for the startling truth." The note at the end of the letter is chilling. Garrison calls for accountability and honesty, pointing out the ways years of secrecy have damaged relationships and trust. The room falls silent for a moment, letting the gravity of what has been said sink in. Kody and Robyn share a glance that says more than words could ever possibly say: fear, regret, and the growing sense that the fallout is inevitable. Tears stream unseen down Robyn's face as she struggles to regain her composure, and Kody's jaw clenches, a flash of panic crossing the normally calm face. Christine and Janelle exchange a glance of vindication, but even their pleasure is leavened with the seriousness of the moment. Meri, who has kept so quietly aloof, now feels the force of raw emotion in Garrison's words. In the streets, journalists rush to record each response. The private lives of the Brown family are an open spectacle, and the shocks that Garrison's letter brings rock the foundation of their existence. Social media blazes with speculation and outrage. Fans argue, theorize, and speculate on what this would do to the future of the family. As the court resumes, tension is palpable. Kody attempts to speak, but his voice falters under the harsh spotlight of the room. Robyn says nothing, her eyes again brimming with tears. Christine, Janelle, and Meri steel themselves for what will assuredly be a difficult and painful confrontation. The judge, noting the seriousness, takes a moment to make certain that everyone is ready for the next stage of testimony. Flashbacks cut through the courtroom melodrama, depicting Garrison watching over the family throughout the years. His eyes, usually undernoticed, recorded the subtleties other people missed, the veiled resentments, the manipulations behind closed doors, and the flashes of favoritism. His letter isn't proof in the legal sense, it's a mirror held up reflecting the truth no one was willing to see before. Kody and Robyn remain in shocked silence, seeing the full extent of Garrison's vision. Each subtle choice, each silent manipulation, has been recorded, and the court is compelled to recognize it. The emotional tension becomes overwhelming, a mixture of fear, regret, and doubt. The judge takes a quick recess, allowing everyone to collect themselves. The wives exit, their feelings raw as Kody and Robyn slip into a corner and attempt to compose themselves. The tension isn't close to being done. The next session will bring even more secrets revealed, more confrontation, and potentially irreversible damage. Just as recess has ended, there steps forward a surprise witness, someone whose testimony would validate every sentence Garrison wrote, or totally upend the courtroom. Who is this enigmatic person, and what astounding revelations will they reveal? Brown family destiny hangs by a thread, and nothing will ever be the same. The courtroom seems to be holding its breath. All eyes are on Kody and Robyn, whose faces are strained and vulnerable for the first time. Garrison's letter has done more than unleash secrets. Gaps have been torn open in the secret places of the Brown family. Today, things will no longer be kept hidden, and every choice, every deception, will finally be brought out into the light. The question is not merely what the court will rule, but whether the Brown family can ever get over this storm. The session continues, and tension hangs in the air. Kody sits rigidly, jaw clenched, attempting to look calm, while Robyn purses her lips, her hands shaking. The rest of the wives, Christine, Janelle, and Meri, sit transfixed, their feelings exposed, shifting between rage, tears, and exoneration. The judge straightens her glasses, her eyes scanning the room, her nod in acknowledgement of the gravity of the day. The first witness is summoned, an insider who can validate Garrison's observations and projections. His testimony is painstaking, recounting the precise events mentioned in the letter, from the clandestine financial choices to the insidious maneuvers of Kody and Robyn. Each word falls like a sledgehammer, resonating in the quiet courtroom. Kody's shoulders knot, and Robyn shifts uncomfortably, the cracks in their veneer now all too obvious. You won't believe the stunning revelation this witness has. It could ruin everything Kody and Robyn have worked for. The witness recounts emotionally charged moments where Kody silenced dissenting voices among the wives, while Robyn quietly supported these decisions, sometimes even instigating them. Christine covers her face briefly, struggling to maintain control, while Janelle shakes her head in disbelief. Meri's eyes glisten with tears, feeling vindicated yet heartbroken for the family she's tried to keep close over the years. Kody finally opens his mouth, trying to explain himself, but his arguments crumble against the overwhelming evidence. "We never meant to hurt anyone," he whispers softly, but the honesty in his words is eclipsed by the irrefutable evidence presented before the court. Robyn stays silent, brimming with tears, her immaculately manicured public persona broken before the very people she sought to impress. And then there is the next evidence, a videotape supporting the allegations in Garrison's letter. The film is incriminating intimate family discussion, strategic planning, and subtle maneuvering secretly taped without informing other people. The courtroom gasps, the drama electric. The wives share knowing, silent glances. Outside, the press can hardly keep their hands from the keyboard, reporting every reaction, every quiver of feeling. And just when you think it gets no worse, the next bombshell leaves Kody and Robyn without words. You won't see it coming. The judge takes a moment, letting the room absorb the scope of what's been heard. She invites Kody and Robyn to speak before the court. Kody's voice is softer than one might expect, his confident tone replaced with vulnerability. "We've made errors," he acknowledges, "but we always tried to protect our family." Robyn nods, silently weeping, in acknowledgement of her part in the broken trust within the family. Flashbacks occur in everyone's head. Garrison quietly watching, making notes, observing each manipulation, each whisper, each secret agenda. His letter was more than mere words on paper. It was a precise map of the family's dynamics out of sight, an accounting none could avoid. All accusations now seem justified, all feeling vindicated. The courtroom becomes a heavy atmosphere, with anticipation. The judge reads over the evidence once more, her face somber, yet compassionate. The tension hangs in the air, as she is about to give her opinion on the case. Friends, relatives and media personnel all sense pressure mounting to a near unbearable point. Kody and Robyn have each other's hands clasped firmly, but the connection appears tenuous under the weight of Garrison's exposes. The last few minutes of this courtroom hearing will leave you gaping. One revealed truth could completely turn everything around. Don't blink. As the judge makes her closing comments, the room becomes quiet. She acknowledges the bravery it must have taken for Garrison to pen the letter, and for the witnesses to testify. She speaks of accountability, the need for honesty, and facing the past with mistakes. Each sentence is like a knife, laying bare the cracks in the family, yet giving a faint ray of hope for healing. The ruling is not only legal, it's psychological. The judge urges the family to confront truths unveiled, to reconcile where reconciliation is possible, and to preserve the relationships that are left intact. Kody and Robyn depart visibly shaken, whereas Christine, Janelle, and Meri exit, their feelings a mix of relief, grief, and guarded optimism. The media converge, snapping every tear, every softly spoken word, and every quake of remorse. Flashbacks persist, Garrison's measured observation, his need for honesty, and the strength it took to have his say. The family will never be the same, perhaps, but for the first time in years, truths have been confessed. There is hurt, yes, but clarity as well. A possibility for honest reflection and growth. As the day winds down, Kody and Robyn slip out of the courthouse quietly, the burden of the revelations weighing heavily on them. The other wives trail behind, trying to process what has transpired, each coping with their feelings in their own manner. The press covers every minute, and the fans across the nation speculate, theorize, and debate what this is going to mean for the future of the Brown family. As the camera moves over the family, Garrison's letter still reverberating in their minds, one thing remains for the audience. If you were standing in their place, could you handle such revelation? Or would the truth destroy your family? Comment below with your opinion. How would you deal with a bombshell like that?